Hi friends, welcome in. We're gonna do a bit of a different layout today. I'm gonna be teeny weeny in the corner. Will you watch me, Lego? Lego! Oh, I also need another window capture. Hang on. Maybe that's what that one is. Oops. Hey. Whoops. Yeah, it was that one. Whoops. 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 Maybe I'll move it over here. Okay, seems good. Seems good! Seems good. No, let me adjust slightly. Hey, we're good, we're good, we're good. I believe y'all can see the Lego situation going on. Alright, alright. We're good? We're good. Alright. So, I stopped at rats. I stopped at rats. I stopped at rats. Because I did. Not any particular reason, I just stopped. Let's turn on some nonsense that can play in the background. Cardi B. We're gonna have to watch some BJ. Girl. Alright. First we have some Charlotte. We love our Queen Charlotte. Videos. Let's give us some giggles.
So I broke up with her. Now she wants to get back together.
That's too damn bad!
This was originally posted in
Oh wait, no, we watched that. Didn't we?
So I broke up with her. Now she wants to get back
Did we watch
together.
this one?
Too rash, and I didn't even give us time to work it out. To rub it in my ex's face for months. I was just functioning on automatic. I wanted to die, but I couldn't let myself die because I always held on to hope that she would come back. My therapist says it's really hard when you can't get closure from a relationship because your mind can't process that the relationship is over. So you're always thinking that person will knock on the door or that lie about you for the rest of her life. Consequences of your actions, but like, let's not.
Okay, we definitely watched that one. Okay.
My boyfriend of 8 years doesn't want to propose to me, but he says he will go to the courthouse tomorrow.
Oh!
Interesting. I am a 30 female and I've been with my 39 male boyfriend for 8 years. I do not want kids and he supports this, but I would like to be married soon. We have been open with each other about wanting to get married since day one, and we have lived together for 4.5 years. At the 4-year mark, I brought up getting engaged, and he said it wasn't the right time because once engaged, he wants us to be married within a year. However, he felt like things were too busy with work, etc. Okay.
Weird!
Excuses.
Then the next year, I brought it up again, and same thing. Year after that, we were talking about rings, and I showed him the $1,500 ring I wanted on Etsy. He liked the design, and I sent him the link, but I didn't set a timeline or anything. But he seemed hesitant and said he wanted a perfect proposal.
Why do you have to come up with every excuse in the book?
I told him it doesn't need to be an extravagant proposal and could be very simple. Last year, oh god, another year has gone by. Ooh, he comfortable. Last year, I brought up the topic again, and he said the proposal was too
Number
much
4.
pressure and would rather skip ahead to the wedding. This is very
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, fuck your mother.
His hang-up. He's a very confident and non-anxious man. I started looking up wedding venues and getting excited. Then he shut it down and said it was too much and to ask him in 6 months. Oh, hell no, girl. Absolutely not. I waited 12 months because he got injured around the 6-month mark. Oh, no. Lately, he's been having more issues with me. Doesn't like my new hiking and backpacking hobby. He feels I don't prioritize him. Says he's an afterthought and that this was an issue in his last long-term relationship too. And bringing up problems I thought we solved from years ago. He's looking for a reason to not marry you. I feel like I'm a great girlfriend. You've been an incredible girlfriend and very patient. You don't expect much. Like, you're kind of just going with, like, whatever he wants to do. And he's not respecting that. He's kind of pushing you around.
Ah! Horse meat!
I'm starting individual therapy to work on myself because I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. Buddy, if anyone is not good enough and has to work on themselves, it is him. You've been incredibly patient and receptive to, like, him needing time. And now it's your turn to have high expectations. You need to be okay
I
with
hear you,
leaving.
Nico.
And tell him that. Tell him that you're not interested in continuing unless you've got a ring on your finger. Last
you
week,
liked it,
I
then you
brought
should have
up
put a
engagement and
ring on
marriages
it.
and couples therapy and how I'm worried he's not going to commit to me because he isn't happy and has all these issues with me. He got super upset and defensive and said he's dreading the proposal but excited to be married to me. He said he'd go to the courthouse tomorrow, but he basically said there will not be a proposal.
Alright, if I figure out that I lost a piece, I will figure out where that piece is. But I dropped it somewhere, and I think it went back.
He wanted to do like this big proposal, and now he doesn't.
He always has a million excuses.
He's robbing you of a proposal. He's robbing you of a wedding that you want. It's so low effort. I really don't like it. I even said he could propose on the couch at home, but I just want him to ask. I don't want to ask. He even brought up an excuse saying I don't like to wear rings, which is true because I work with my hands for my job, but I've said for many years I will wear the engagement and wedding rings, but maybe put a silicone ring on at work. Our therapist suggested we try focusing on just the marriage part. It was a really frustrating conversation. I appreciate my boyfriend reassuring me that he wants to be with me and is serious about marrying me, but after I waited another year to bring this up and then have him get so mad and make excuses, I'm really questioning things. I know he loves me and I've accepted he's stubborn, but I don't think I'm being unreasonable for wanting a proposal. You are absolutely not. Like, does he forget how to human? What makes him so nervous? Like, what about this is so, like, nerve-wracking? Like, I understand wanting it to be perfect and stuff like that, but, like, at the same time, you've been together for a long time. You say that, you know, this is the person you want to be with. You're not worried about her saying no. What is the issue, buddy? It hurts to hear he's dreading the proposal. Yeah. It's a tough pill to swallow knowing there won't be a proposal when I made it clear I want one. I'm in a weird spot because now anything I do or say moving forward in relation to wedding planning will feel
Presumed
like I'm
alive.
No, this is not. How should I proceed?
Oh, that's why, because I didn't make goat noise.
I need to change my mindset. He will take initiative and ask me to go to the courthouse.
People were asking where you were,
letting
Poohead.
Too many things kind of slide. You're
There's
doing
your buddy.
too much for him and not
Hi,
worrying more
Nico.
about what you want. And I understand you've been with this guy for a long time. If the
Hey,
idea
girl.
of like proposing and marrying your person and declaring it, like you don't have to declare it in front of the whole world. But like if that idea scares you and you're dreading it, like
He's a poopy Nico.
might not be a good fit. I'm just saying. On Reddit, I see other couples skipping
Mama,
the proposal,
look at that.
eloping, and being happy in
Look
their
at that.
marriage.
Look at
And maybe that's also what they want. It's not necessarily
Then
what
that-
you want. I
then
also
that one
see
goes-
lots of posts advising women to leave the relationship. I have some friends saying let go of the proposal and other friends saying my boyfriend is on thin ice. Looking for some kind and honest feedback. Thank you. I can understand like wanting to like elope or like, you know, doing something very small if that's what you want. You've done what he wants for a very long time.
What's up, baby?
And now it's your turn to get
What are you doing?
want.
Put yourself first.
The irony of this post like coming up right now, like I have a friend, I absolutely love his girlfriend, like absolutely
Why are you in
love
bed?
her. They've
It's
been
only
talking about
4
getting married. He's like very set on her, but he keeps kind of like dropping the
You need a
ball
little
when it comes
rest.
to,
Did you
like,
have a long
proposing.
day?
Like he's a little bit of a space case. Like I'm not gonna lie.
You
He's a bit
got
of a space case.
wings?
Space case.
Holy
Someone thought
butts.
to have his brains floating somewhere in space.
We love him, but he's a bit of a space case. She's gotten to the point where
All
they're
right.
supposed to move in together.
I'm gonna
and
do
she's
some
literally
Lego. Do you wanna
refusing
do some
to move in with
Lego?
him until he proposes to her, which
No.
does kind of
No.
like. He had plans to do
Alright,
this like
then.
big grand proposal that meant something to
Caw-caw.
her and stuff like that. And it does kind of force him into a situation where he's not going to be
Blah,
able
blah,
to
blah,
do
blah,
those
blah.
big grand plans anymore. Like it's like location specific, so they would have to go to the place where he was planning to do it. And now she's kind of like,
Well, no, like I'm not
You have that one to
leaving
do
and, like,
still. How about you
knowing
make your
that
wooden
he
nightlight?
wants to propose,
Look right there,
like,
right there,
I'm
right
just
there.
like, okay. But at the same
You
time,
can paint it
she's
or
also
color
putting
it
her
with your
foot
paints
down.
and stuff,
She's like,
and make
ask
yourself
for
another
help. And she
nightlight.
should,
I think all the
quite
pieces
frankly,
are in
because
there.
He has dropped the ball, and it's been 3 hairs past a freckle now. The really, really good ones, they
I love
stand
that
on
phrase.
business and they're not
3
willing to
hairs
accept
past a
less.
freckle.
And you have to be willing to put yourself first and know that you will not accept less than you deserve. And if he's not willing to give you what you deserve and what you really, really want, then he's not the right guy.
tell you
Like,
what
I'm
I
just
want, what I
saying.
really, really
Sorry,
want.
OP, I'm not liking the looks of this.
I wanna-
You've been
I
very
wanna-
clear
I
about
wanna-
what you want.
I wanna-
But instead
Lego.
of finding ways to give it to you, your
Tattoos.
boyfriend is stalling, making excuses and breadcrumbing.
If you wanna
the
be my
breadcrumb part. By
lover,
saying he wants
I also
marriage,
like
but
hockey
doing nothing about
games.
it. All you want is a cautionary courthouse marriage, and it's clear you'd like at least a little more, a nice proposal and a ring, which isn't unreasonable.
That's right, that's
You're being
right.
shut down and put on the defensive defensive when you try to discuss this with him. You're making yourself smaller and asking for less and less, trying to appease him. Yeah. And now, after 8 years, suddenly he's finding all sorts of faults with you. Ask yourself, are these actions of a loving partner? Not in my book. They aren't. No, I completely agree. Like, I feel like I have nothing to add, quite frankly. OP responds, thank you for this. I needed to hear it. I couldn't see it, but I am making myself smaller and smaller, and it's not healthy. Literally, you're people-pleasing so hard that you're putting what you want last. It's okay to compromise and it's okay to like be understanding, but after a while, and it's been years, like it's literally been years, babe. After a while, he's also not putting what you want first. We do have an update.
We have an
We broke
update.
up 2 weeks ago. I did call his bluff, but he said he wanted to ask my dad for permission and not elope right away.
The next Melvin.
I had a bad gut feeling about eloping, and I felt like I was pressuring him into it. When I told him how I was feeling, he said either we elope or you'll have to wait until I say I'm ready to start planning the wedding, but that didn't feel right.
Get rid of him.
Buddy is very, very good at setting boundaries, but not good at like respecting other people's boundaries. There were other issues in the relationship, which a lot of people highlighted in the comments as the main problem here. I started to really reflect on those issues and wrote a pros and cons list. I was wearing rose-colored glasses and saw how many red flags I ignored. Long story short, he confronted me about being distant and asked if I wanted to break up. I said yes, and then he gaslit me into thinking the problems I listed were not problems. He said he would do anything to stay with me and even said he would propose.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Then a week later, he broke up with me and tried to blame me for how things were falling apart. Wanna bet that the next girl he's with, he will literally propose to within a year? I moved out of our apartment and left him, the cats, and all the furniture. Around the same time, I was offered a travel job in a mountain town close to some national parks and took it. It's been incredibly painful to grieve this relationship, but I truly believe the saying, if he wanted to, he would. That part. In the end, we were incompatible. He didn't like how I changed over the years and made me feel like I was the problem. You did a lot of things that he wanted. If he really felt that way, then he should have let you go a long time ago because he wasted your time. I'm now working on rebuilding my self-worth, and I'm going to hike and backpack all summer. That sounds freaking amazing. I won't let another person dull my light again. And not only that, like let's compromise when it comes to relationships, but also not compromise when it comes to like respect, mutual respect. Sometimes, you know, you kind of wish that people would just treat you better, but you really do have to enforce boundaries. Quite honestly, like I feel better when I enforce boundaries because not only are you protecting yourself, but you're finding out if someone respects those boundaries. I won't make myself smaller. I never want fear to hold me back. It's been an incredibly difficult breakup, but I'm grateful for my friends and family who've been here to support me. Take your time, go be in the mountains, touch some grass. But when you're ready to get back to it, have a really clear picture on what you want, and anyone that's not giving you what you want or kind of like half-doing it, you either set a boundary or end it. People respect people who set boundaries. You have to demand respect. I know I did it at the beginning of Mike and I's relationship, and it was the one time that I did do it and set a boundary and said,
I'm not going out with you unless it's a proper date.
and he did. And here we are. Am I the a-hole for letting my girlfriend stop coming over in the mornings after my mom's friend complained about her showering? My girlfriend works 12-hour overnight shifts, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. After work, she sometimes comes to my place to shower and sleep. She usually arrives at around 8:15 a.m., takes a quick shower by 8:30, then crashes for the day. Here's where the issue comes in. My mom's long-term friend, who rents the basement, complained that the sound of the shower at 8:30 a.m. woke him up. Isn't that like when people normally shower? That's actually like a little later than people normally shower. Like, I'm just saying, like, I shower like early, like 7:30. My mom passed that complaint along to me and asked if my girlfriend could avoid showering until everyone is awake. How is she supposed to know that? No, dude, she literally just worked a 12-hour shift in the middle of the night. She now has to sit around and wait for everyone to wake up so that she can shower and sleep? No. I told my girlfriend, and she felt uncomfortable continuing to come over, understandably, in my opinion. After working all night, the last thing she wants is to feel like she's disturbing people just by taking a basic shower before bed. So she decided not to come over in the mornings anymore. She didn't cause drama or make a scene, just quietly adjusted. I mean, fair enough, but like, I still find that a little weird. Like, I think that you're your mom's long-term friend can shove it. I later told my mom what my girlfriend decided, and she got upset not because of the shower, but because my girlfriend chose to stop coming over in the mornings. My mom insists it wasn't her intention, but from our perspective, asking someone not to shower after a night shift pretty clearly sends the message that their presence is disruptive. For context, I also pay rent in this house. My mom's friend has lived here for years and pays rent too. We all share the space. It's not like my girlfriend was being loud or unreasonable, just taking a 5 to 10 minute shower in the morning, which seems pretty standard. Now my mom is upset with me, but I feel like I handled it fairly. I passed the message along, my girlfriend made a calm and mature decision, and now somehow I'm caught in the middle. There is the thought that she could have showered after she fell asleep, but who wants to like lay like dirty in a bed? I feel like you could have definitely pushed back.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have to take that as nobody wants her there. You could have definitely pushed back and been like, my girlfriend literally just worked a 12-hour shift. It's 8:30 in the morning. She can shower. Paying rent or not paying rent is like, the rest of the world is awake. It's not like she's, you know, in the middle of the night, like causing a ruckus. 8:30 a.m. is not early to be showering. Most people have to be at work by 8 and would be showering at 6 or 7 a.m. Literally, like I shower at like 7:30 in the morning or something like that. Buddy, like wear earplugs. Your mom should have shut down the complaint and not brought it up to you if she didn't want your girlfriend to act on it. Weird, but you are not the a-hole. You could have pushed back, but your mom also could have too. That's very unreasonable. Yes, his mom should have shut it down, but also this derpy OP should have shut it down before passing on such unpleasantness and an unreasonable expectation to his girlfriend. Mom receives complaint, passes it to you, your girlfriend handles the complaint in fairly unselfish and mature way, and your mom is mad? Yeah. Sounds about right. In my opinion, no time is the wrong time to shower. It's a basic human need and society runs 24/7. People leave for work and come home at every hour. It's selfish to expect someone to just adjust their schedule for you when they're doing something as basic as showering. As long as they aren't making excessive noise, it shouldn't matter if it's 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. literally. And like also, it's not like she's coming home and like playing loud music. It really is a basic need, especially after a very long shift overnight. Like, make it make sense, because this is what weird, dude. Everyone mark this as an everyone sucks. I mean, I think OP sucks and the mom sucks and the like tenant also sucks. The girlfriend does not suck.
That's what she said.
I feel like she handled that quite well and didn't like blow up or anything, like wasn't rude. She just like quietly removed herself. I don't think the girlfriend sucks, but everyone else sucks.
Do better.
Yes. We got one more juicy little story for you. My 24 female boyfriend, 27 male, booked our tickets for a different day. I'm tired, frustrated, and contemplating breaking up with him. What would you do in my place? Well, I'll tell ya. I, 24 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 27 male, for 2 years, long distance. We don't live together, but due to our demanding jobs, we try to see each other at least 3 times a month. Overall, I can say many positive things about our relationship. However, things took a turn a few weeks ago, and I can't seem to forgive him. For context, I'm very much a type A person. I need everything planned and to be in order. Can relate. However, since I'm always planning things with friends, boyfriend, or at work, I get worn down pretty quickly and it takes a toll on my mood. He is, on the other hand, very laid back and goes through life with a it is what it is attitude. I am like low-key kind of jealous of people like that. So naturally, it has always been me who's been planning activities, booking places to stay, sightseeing, and holidays all throughout our relationship. A year ago, boyfriend got me tickets for my favorite artists and I've been excited ever since. I still had to book transportation, hotel, and plan activities, but I didn't mind as long as we could go see the artist in time. Spoiler alert, we missed the concert because boyfriend booked the tickets for a different day and we couldn't get a refund. We didn't think to like check the date on those tickets. Safe to say, I have never been more disappointed in my life. I still feel physically, emotionally, and financially drained and that I can't rely on him. All he had to do was book the tickets, which he did, but then not even tell you the right date so that you could then go and probably spend thousands of dollars on this trip. Did he apologize? Like, what did he do? I decided we needed to go on a break, and I've been talking with my friends and my therapist about what to do. My therapist said I'm processing it as a betrayal and a breach of trust. I don't know if this is relationship ending, to be honest. Like, you have a right to be mad, and he, at the very least, needs to pay you back and apologize. My friends are telling me it's up to me if I want to continue the relationship, that if they were in my shoes, they couldn't trust him with anything ever again. I mean, It's a little extreme, but they might have a point. It might not get better. Like, you have to really be okay with being the person that books everything. I understand that it's a mistake that anyone could have made, and in the end, it's not that serious. I mean, it kind of is if you're the only person that does like put in effort like this. He has apologized about 1,000,000 times and feels very sorry about how he let me down. But at the same time, all this pent up frustration that's inside me keeps reminding me he had one job and he still managed to ruin the experience for me. Of course, not everything is black and white. Besides this character flaw, he's a very good boyfriend, kind, funny, and we have the same opinions on politics, human rights, etc. Basically like all the serious stuff. I can't seem to get over this mistake though. We were planning on getting married and spending the rest of our lives together, yet I don't want to end up being the only one pulling the weight. Advice would be greatly appreciated. It's not that serious, but it is serious to you. I think, number one, he apologized, so that's good. He's got to pay you back for the money that you spent. I don't know if this is relationship ending. And I'm just saying this from a perspective of me and my friends, like, complain about some similar things. You know, just like basic little things that are just like, sometimes guys can be like a little absent-minded. If he never does anything for you, maybe this is relationship ending. I don't know. I feel like I might need a little more context.
Ask, and you shall receive.
Edit, there seems to be some confusion regarding booking and the tickets. There were 2 concerts. One was happening on the 31st and the second one was on the 1st. Boyfriend told me we had tickets for the second concert, so I booked everything in accordance to that. Then on the 1st, he realized we had tickets for the 31st, so the day after we were supposed to attend the concert. Also, only he had access to the tickets. Hope that clears it up a bit. I feel like he should have fixed that. Yes, it was a mistake, but it's also his mistake, and he should have booked a hotel to make up for it and travel and taken the L on the rest of it. Edit 2, so far I've seen people form 3 stances in the comments. Break up with him or I'll have to manage him for the rest of my life. Give him a chance with a set of boundaries or I'm actually neurotic and he should break up with me. I've done some introspection and considering all the facts, uneven mental load, distance, and how long we've still been apart, my reaction. I've drafted a message explaining how I felt, highlighting how much I still care about him. I've also written a few questions to ask him about the future of our relationship. He probably thought a lot about our relationship as well, and if he doesn't want to be with me, I'm not going to force him. I'll ask him probably next week. Not sure if anyone wants an update, but we do. Overall, this situation has saddened me, and I feel extremely uncertain about my future. Thank you to all kind Redditors who offered great advice. If this is like one of the only times where he's done something for you and like your time together is limited, you do have to consider that this is the way that he is. And on the one hand, it could balance you out, but on the other hand, when it comes to things like, let's say, kids, booking appointments for
Bubba?
the kids and fulfilling those obligations,
What is it?
Here's
he
what it
has
can
to
do.
really step
Explode?
up. Like, it can't
No.
just
Is
be
it a bomb?
It is what No. it
Is it a
kind of
pirate?
thing, like,
Is it a
Sometimes
chicken?
you
No,
gotta
like-
be an
Is
adult.
it a hat?
Look
Wow,
what it
Is it a
can
bracelet?
do.
People who
There's there
can
food
relate to
inside?
IP.
No.
This
What,
whole
that
thing was a
butt?
mistake, but it's also
can
a part
do
of a pattern.
this.
Responsibility for
What?
everything that matters
It
in your
can
lives.
change
You
into
want to be the one
so
who looks up
many
books,
different
hotels,
shapes.
flights.
Did
things
you
do,
say
make
thank
sure
you?
both have boarding passes and tickets.
Do you
and
love
passports.
it?
Coming from someone who had
That
a
was
dad
super
that,
nice,
like,
wasn't
would
it?
literally plan everything to a T. Like, make sure we always had our passports. Like, when it came to like me growing up, I have like anxiety now, like at the airport, because my dad did everything for me. There's always like something in your head where it's like you had someone do everything for you and now you're gonna triple, quadruple check. I grew up with a dad and like, you know, my mom's husband who was like very type A, you know, got done, really hated sitting around and like knowing that there were things around the house that needed to be done, trips to be booked, all of these other things. I would prefer to have a dad that was type A. So think about that when you're thinking about like what kind of dad you want your kids to have. Do you want to be the only one who knows what your child is allergic to, who their friends are, who their doctor and teacher are, when the first and last day of school is, what the homework is? Do you want to be in charge with everyone's birthdays and holidays? Oh my God, I'm getting stressed out just thinking about this. People who are go with the flow are supported by someone steering their boat and patching up all their holes. This man can't even put an oar in. So yeah, he's nice, but he's incompetent and has made that his personality trait. That part. It's one thing if you're like kind of a space case and all over the place and like, you know, very easygoing. It's another thing to like not know how to adult. He's a lot older than you too. He's 27. He relies on you for a lot, I'm guessing. Okay, so we do have an update. So Long story short, we broke up amicably. For those who want a longer version with a bit of a recap of the entire situation, I omitted a lot of details and lied about our personal lives just so I could get truly unbiased opinions. To tell the truth, I'm a med student. Got into med school a bit later because, well, life happened. He just finished law school. Oh wow, okay. So he's like hella smart and also still a space case? I actually know someone like that. At the time of the concert, I had to study for my anatomy final and could not have any distractions, but I told myself the concert would be a treat to myself during this tough time period. We arrived at his friend's place where we'd be staying, and to be honest, I've never felt so unwelcomed and out of place in my entire life. Me, my boyfriend, let's call him Jim, his friend Jane, and her boyfriend, John, decided to go to a restaurant in the evening, and Jane basically didn't acknowledge me the entire evening. Every time Jim had to leave the table, Jane would turn to John and pretend I wasn't there. I then heard her say that after dinner she'd like to go get something cheap and sweet to eat, and I proposed a certain shop in the city we were in. Jane replied, "It smelled there." After asking her how did the shop smell, she looked at me in the eyes, laughed, and said it smelled like poor people. When Jim returned, I took him aside and told him what Jane said to me, and he laughed. For the rest of the evening, it was clear I was sticking out from the group because the conversation topics were about things I had no knowledge about, so I couldn't participate in them. So I sat in silence until we came back to Jane's flat. I'm sorry, but that is so rude. It is so unbelievably rude to be like sitting there talking about things in like a group setting. Not a group, like a small group. And someone's just sitting there being quiet and like you're not saying anything. Like you're not trying to make an effort to like include them. Oh, this is just bad manners. I then cried in the shower. Oh, I felt completely useless. Like the evening would have gone exactly the same whether I was there or not.
Oop.
The next day, the ticket incident happened. Jim checked the tickets and realized he'd booked them for the day before. Okay, so there was literally no way for you to go to the concert. I tried to get the tickets and was contacted by a scammer and got scammed an extra €80. Already talked to police, but they put the investigation on hold. During this time, Jim kept repeating how stupid he was and he would fix everything, just didn't know how. The artist won't come to our country anytime soon, by the way. Jim also said how he would prevent similar mistakes from happening again. After that, I didn't speak to him for almost 2 weeks and took to Reddit. In the end, I decided to give him one last chance and said probably both of us should work on our communication. He said he didn't expect me to give him another chance and didn't know how to react. He thought it over for 12 hours and didn't contact me. During this time, I kind of emotionally accepted he didn't want to be with me anymore. The next day, Jim agreed to give it another try, but the excuses started. He kept telling me he would be jobless during the summer, money would be tight, we wouldn't be able to travel anywhere, and I should enjoy my summer. To me, it sounded like he wanted an out, but didn't want to be the bad guy and proposed the breakup. Come to find out, he wasn't as broke as he was telling me because he attended a film and a music festival. Doing the math, he probably spent about €300. So I'm guessing he had no problem booking those tickets and getting everything right about that. So he can do it. So I messaged him that I'm tired. He didn't even say sorry after Jane insulted me. And I didn't see him making any effort in planning our future and owning up to his mistakes. We wished each other well. We would be open to communication if we ever crossed paths again. And I now feel like somebody close to me died. Rationally, I know I did the right thing, but I've never broken up with anyone amicably before. And grieving this relationship is extremely hard. Yeah, I hear you, babe, but like reading all this extra context, it kind of also sounds like he's, you know, a little too laid back when it comes to you in general and like not sticking up for you in a situation where you felt excluded. Yeah, like I said, I prefer the type A man. Subscribe!
Beep. All right, we watched all the Charlottes. We will click.
You know your business better than anyone,
Spill.
right? So why not build an app to run it with Base 44?
Murderer.
This finance.
July 31st,
Murmur.
2022. It was supposed to be a normal drive home from a graduation party. Instead, their car slammed into the side of a building at over 100 miles per hour in Strongsville, Ohio. Inside were 3 people, 2 of them now dead. 19-year-old Davian Flanagan and 20-year-old Dominic Russo. But somehow, the third, 17-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla, who was driving at the time, survived. And after the accident, the aspiring teen influencer was back on social media, posting 126 photos and videos, seeming completely carefree. Was the teen coping in her own way, or was she actually unremorseful? Perhaps even happy about what happened? Because if she was really happy about what happened, you'd have to ask, did she plan it? No, that couldn't be right. After all, who in their right mind would intentionally drive themselves, their friend, and their boyfriend straight into a wall at 100 miles per hour? This devastating incident happened as Mackenzie's Toyota Camry turned onto Progress Road, crashing into a Plato's Closet storefront. For 45 minutes, no one knew the crash even happened, until a passerby stumbled upon the wreckage and called police.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
The car looked like it had exploded and had been cut in half.
Oh my God!
The two young men who passed away were on the verge of chasing their dreams. Davian had overcome a difficult childhood, removed from his birth parents due to neglect and adopted by the Flanagan family. He worked hard to turn his life around, becoming a star athlete and later a self-taught barber, even applying to barber college. Dominic was equally driven. He loved fashion, started 2 companies, and dreamed of becoming a music producer. His family remembers his attention to detail, even as a kid, and his devotion to his girlfriend of nearly 4 years, Mackenzie, who lived with them for a time.
Many of my brother's interests and goals were centered on learning more about himself and how he could become a better person, and how he could better the community.
So, their sudden passing was heartbreaking for the community.
It was shocking. We've known Davion for about 14 years. They've been neighbors of ours. He was really like a third son for me, so it was devastating.
These kids are part of my heart. You lose one, and it hurts.
And no one took it harder than the families of the deceased.
Okay, both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
And as the horror of what happened hit her, the mother let out some chilling words. Did you get that? Yes. Dominic's mother immediately appeared to blame her son's long-term girlfriend, Mackenzie. But Mackenzie was a part of the fatal crash. So, would the grieving families ever find out Mackenzie's alleged secret? Well, when authorities arrived on scene, they heard mumbling coming from the car.
Murder?
Radio.
You and me died?
He's breathing, unconscious. This is bad, Greg.
How's Davian? Mackenzie said, before losing consciousness. Even though the teen had stopped breathing at one point, she was flown to the hospital where she recovered. When Mackenzie's parents were informed their daughter had been involved in a tragic accident,
We're deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving.
they had one question.
Who died?
For Mackenzie's father, one victim immediately came to mind.
Does anyone know Jacob?
No, stop! Let him talk!
Guys.
Despite the mother's protests, the officer gave weight to the father's suspicion.
What's the name you said? Tom. Might be. Oh my God.
Stop!
As for Dominic's mother, well, she had suspicions of her own. Mackenzie, on the other hand, expressed what looked like heartbreak when she wrote on her late boyfriend's obituary page. I miss you, Nug. I still feel like you're just going to walk in the door any second. I miss your laugh, your perfect smile. I feel your energy around me every day. I just wish it was physical. God, you are the last person to deserve this. You had such a perfect life ahead of you. I wish I told you all this more. Please wait for me. These were the words of a grieving teenager who survived the unimaginable, right? Well, that was the assumption, until the police began receiving reports from different members of the Strongsville community. See, while Mackenzie was still in the hospital and the investigation was still going on, she had been seeking employment from a modeling agency in Los Angeles via emails and Instagram posts with the help of her mother.
Kenzie Shirilla said to Vitali, thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you.
Was this just a teen trying her best to move forward despite a heartbreaking tragedy? Or did Mackenzie's behavior suggest an unsettling lack of remorse? Well, from the photos that were sent to police, it was clear some members of the public believed she was moving on a little too quickly. From her hospital bed, Mackenzie was already back to posting selfies on social media. After being released from the hospital, Mackenzie was spotted at a concert, still in her wheelchair. In October, she was captured in social media posts celebrating Halloween with her friends, dressed as a corpse. Mind you, it had only been 3 months since her boyfriend died. She did, however, change costumes part-way through the night, appearing at a party as Drank. Meanwhile, her friend dressed as a joint. These were just a few examples of the 126 photos and videos that Mackenzie posted to social media following the crash, which included everything from get ready with me TikToks to further posts glamorizing substance use. It turns out, police found illegal substances in Mackenzie's crashed car. Then, at the hospital, traces of THC, the active ingredient in cannabis, were found in Mackenzie's bloodstream. Even before the fatal crash, Mackenzie had proudly broadcast her use of illegal substances on TikTok, despite being underage. One of her videos stated, "I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of substances and not die." During their investigation, police also found 136 social media posts from Mackenzie that exposed an unsettling pattern of reckless driving. This included a post capturing the 19-year-old speeding at 90 miles per hour through the suburbs. In her Notes app, investigators even found entries that suggested Mackenzie was selling illegal substances and recording the profits. This, however, was only the tip of the iceberg when it came to Mackenzie's alleged extracurriculars. When investigating Mackenzie's Snapchat messages, officers found exchanges that seemed to expose the teen engaging in SW with 7 different users. Dominic was allegedly aware of this and at one point messaged Mackenzie accusing her of allowing someone to have intimate access to her feet. Mackenzie's response? "We were broken up," she replied, adding that it was just her feet. But it wasn't just Mackenzie's taste for substances and seedy activities that earned her a notorious reputation in Strongsville. Davian's parents claimed that Mackenzie was a bully who had a habit of humiliating people in their school and even took pleasure in it. She would tell people they should take their lives when they were depressed. She was a narcissist, not nice person, his father alleged. And according to what Mackenzie's ex-boyfriend told police, even her peers couldn't accept her problematic behavior.
What?
And that's kind of when like all of us stopped being friends with just her. We were all cool with her still. Just because she's so like
who's
crazy,
gonna
she'll
use
blow
this glue?
everyone's phone up.
And he didn't have
I
any
would like
fond
you
memories.
to have Dad use
She's
the
just
glue
in
for
general,
you,
like kind of a shady person. She's like
because
a snake,
this is
like,
this is a
she'll
very
go and talk
strong glue.
to everyone about everyone, and then like
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, she'll go talk about me to someone else, and then she'll go talk about that person to me. You know what I'm saying? But she would do it with everyone through multiple friend groups because of the type of person she was. Like she doesn't have no regard for other people.
On top of
Ask
that,
Dad to
he
glue it
claimed
for
there
you.
was something about Mackenzie
Because
that
that's a
just
cementy
seemed,
glue.
well, off.
I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like
But among those she allegedly mistreated, it seemed Mackenzie terrorized Dominic the most.
she's always threatened and disrespectful to Dom in my eyes.
Why did Dom put up with this? Do you know?
I've personally been told that she did voodoo on him. I mean, I personally don't believe that, but she has told people that she's put a spell on him so that he couldn't break up with her.
Yes, the rumor in Strongsville was that Mackenzie bewitched Dominic, and even after his death, she was allegedly using mysterious methods to talk to him.
And she also uses the pendulum, I know too, to try to get answers. She tries to use it now to talk to Dom.
Dominic's older brother, Angelo Russo, claimed that during their relationship, he witnessed a lot of negative behavior from her to his brother that ended up pushing Angelo away as a big brother figure because she just wasn't fair to him. According to Mackenzie's own friend, she was so controlling that she would forbid Dominic from attending any social gathering where girls might be present.
She got weird over going to public places, like, a lot of stuff.
So, were the events of July 31st, 2022 the results of a jealous rage turned deadly, or a failed attempt at something else?
Like, various times where she called Dom and said, if you break up with me, I'm going to. So, word for word.
Since Mackenzie lived with Dominic and his family, it was hard for him to find peace when they fought. She did everything to get what she wanted. During one of their fights, Dominic even started recording when she started making threats while banging on the door to his family's home.
Dom, if you do not open, like, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead.
What do you mean?
You know that's exactly what I mean. You don't even know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
In another incident, it got to a point where one of Dominic's friends had to rescue him. The couple was in Mackenzie's Toyota Camry, fighting, when Mackenzie started driving erratically. Desperate, Dominic called his mom to pick him up. The friend ended up coming to get him, and over the phone, they heard Mackenzie utter a threat they wouldn't forget. "I'll crash this car right now." The friend pulled up behind Mackenzie's car, which stopped on the roadside. He allegedly saw her hitting Dominic with both hands while verbally abusing him. This happened just 2 weeks before the crash. Were these just threats? Or was it possible the teen meant every single word she said? As more people came forward with horror stories, Mackenzie's character was becoming increasingly suspect. But what authorities needed was evidence, and that's exactly what friends of Dominic and Davian claim to have. Through the location sharing app Life360, the group had discovered something chilling about Dominic and Davian's movements on the fateful morning of July 31st, 2022. The young men voluntarily shared information with police that showed Dominic and Davian suddenly speeding and exceeding 90 miles per hour while heading towards a building.
There's no hard braking until, it'll show you when they hard brake, and that was when they hit the wall.
With this evidence, along with testimonies from the community, the police were able to build enough of a case. By November 4th, 2022, Mackenzie Sharilla was arrested, but not for possession of substances or reckless driving.
You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?
Yes, Mackenzie was under arrest for the murder of Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan. Yet, she appeared more concerned about her jewelry than the prospect of life behind bars.
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. No.
Thank you.
You got it.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'm gonna take your handcuffs off. I need all the jewelry and everything to come off, okay?
I can't wear any of it.
No, I need you to take it off while you're in jail right now.
And this wasn't the only time the seriousness of the charges didn't seem to hit Mackenzie. In one of the first few court proceedings, the victim's parents stated their request when it came to Mackenzie's punishment.
Trabajando andamos, paisanos. ¿Cómo están? Mis colegas por ahí que se dedican a la jardinería.
Alright, my name is Jamie Flanagan. I'm the victim Davion's mother. And I have Christine with me too, the other victim's mother. And we just ask that you please, Your Honor, take into account the victims. This has been an absolutely devastating loss for our families. We ask that you, when you're looking at the bond, please keep it the same or raise it. We feel that Mackenzie is a threat to both herself and the community if she were to be released.
While the two grieving mothers reminded the court of what Mackenzie had done to their sons, the teen rested her chin on her hands and fixed her hair like she was in online class, not court. People had theories about her lack of remorse. The way she constantly grooms herself in front of the camera just goes to show how much of a narcissist Mackenzie is. Some can chalk it up to her being nervous, but I don't believe that this is the case. She couldn't care less. She truly believes that she's gonna get out of this without a care in the world. Of course, this behavior was a far cry from her experience at trial when her toxic behaviors, selfishness, and entitlement finally caught up to her. From her history of bullying classmates and even her boyfriend.
You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious problem.
To her misplaced priorities following the deaths of Dominic and Davian. But would the trial bring justice?
No, Mackenzie. No, you're in jail, and you're probably not going to get out. Maybe ever. Yeah, that's some self-realization on that face right there.
Or would Mackenzie escape consequences?
How do you feel about that decision?
I'll be honest. It stung.
Before the trial answered these questions, investigators had to explain one thing. What transformed this case from a tragedy to a murder investigation? Considering how reckless teenagers can be, some, including Dominic's older sister, believe that it was Mackenzie's driving under the influence that led to the fatal crash.
I was assuming, I don't know, that she could have been drinking. They were young. I thought maybe she was just going fast or something and lost control.
CCTV footage, however, revealed that Mackenzie was driving carefully, even using her turn signal before revving up to 100 miles per hour. What caused this sudden and extreme change in speed? Was it accidental or foul play? The investigation found no problems with the vehicle, which meant the issue lay with Mackenzie. A text message from the teen to Dominic's mother revealed her alleged memory of the moments leading to the devastating crash. I remember turning onto the street, and then my vision fades to black. It really kills me not being able to remember anything. I promise you. I would tell you. I've been asking my therapist why I don't remember, and she said it's because of trauma. But I'm gonna try and get hypnotized and make myself remember. Was this true, or just a cover-up for something more sinister? Mackenzie's mother testified that her daughter had POTS, a condition that can cause dizziness, low blood pressure, increased heart rate, and, at worst, fainting. Mackenzie's lawyer also suggested many possibilities for the crash.
Is it just kids being kids?
Hey, girl, hey.
Is it Dominic grabbing the steering wheel? Is it Mackenzie maybe speeding and saying, oh my God, park out, it's late, I'm coming up to this, I better do something, and she goes like that to avoid an accident, not acting purposely, but in fact trying to avoid it.
According to the lawyer, reckless driving and then panicking was a common occurrence for teens, and the fact that Mackenzie was high that night only further explained the crash. But what about her threats to her boyfriend, Dominic? Well, as Mackenzie's attorney reminded the court, the fighting between the couple was mutual. He also emphasized that their age difference might have been part of the issue. The attorney even questioned Dominic's brother, Angelo. She's a 17-year-old kid, and your brother is what, 20? He asked. Even though the couple did start dating when they were both minors, and Ohio's age of consent is 16, bringing up this adult-minor relationship could make the public view Dominic in a negative light. But was their 3-year age gap the reason for their frequent fights? The night of the graduation party, everything seemed fine. The host of the party claimed he didn't see the couple fight for the 6 hours they were there. And while Mackenzie seemed to have moved on too quickly, and perhaps even lacked remorse, doctors who took care of her after the crash noted that she expressed extreme guilt, to the point that she even wanted to die. They claimed Mackenzie believed it was her fault for killing her boyfriend, and the weight of Mackenzie's guilt seemingly showed in court as she delivered a tearful apology to the families of Dominic and Davian.
I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davian. We were all friends, and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry.
But did she really feel remorse, or just guilty that she got caught? Many were convinced that Mackenzie was fully capable of murder, even the victims' families, who wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm Christine Russo. I'm Dominic's mother. No one wanted this to be a murder, or to punish Mackenzie Shirilla for this accident. But this was not a car accident.
However, accusations and circumstantial evidence weren't enough for a conviction. So, what did the prosecutors have? Well, one of the most unsettling pieces of evidence came from Mackenzie's phone. It revealed that she previously went to the area of the crash, 3 days before it happened. Mackenzie had scouted out the area and chosen an obscure route where there wouldn't be anyone to witness how she drove or rescue anyone who could still be alive. Prosecutors believed that she might have even used her age as an advantage. See, the day after the crash was Mackenzie's 18th birthday, where she would legally become an adult. But because the crime was committed as a minor, she hypothetically should have been judged under the juvenile court system, where punishments are less harsh. However, if this was Mackenzie's plan, it failed miserably, as the juvenile court found enough reason to transfer her to the General Division for prosecution. And then there was something else Mackenzie failed to predict: the cameras. Despite the clear weather, dry roads, and her car in peak condition, CCTV captured Mackenzie's vehicle going from driving responsibly to speeding at 100 miles per hour. And while the defense blamed the THC found in her system for the crash, the prosecution argued that her careful driving use of the turn signal at the beginning of the footage was not consistent with someone who was not in control.
She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street.
Still, there was no way of knowing what was going on inside the car until investigators found the final piece of the puzzle. Within the remains of Mackenzie's Toyota Camry, investigators found the vehicle's event data recorder, also known as the black box. This device collects data on how the car was being operated, including its speed, braking, acceleration, and airbag deployment. According to the black box, moments before the fatal collision, while the car was speeding at 100 miles per hour towards a building, Mackenzie's foot wasn't on the brakes. It was on the accelerator.
The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day.
This was all the evidence the jury needed. On August 21st, 2023, Mackenzie Sharila was found guilty of multiple charges, including 4 counts of murder and 2 counts of vehicular homicide. But what punishment would Mackenzie face for her crimes? When it came to the potential sentencing, there was disagreement from both sides. There were those, like Mackenzie's mother, who still believed in her daughter's innocence and wanted her sentence to reflect that. While the mother claimed her heart hurt for the families of Dominic and Davian, she emphasized that this was a loss for the Sharilas as well, boldly telling the court that Dominic
was part of our family.
She emphasized the toll this incident had taken on Mackenzie, claiming her daughter would never emotionally or physically recover from it, and that there was no way she committed this crime intentionally.
Because she would never, ever, ever murder the love of her life.
But the judge noticed something missing from the mother's speech.
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the 2 dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember.
And this wasn't the only moment when Mackenzie's mother seemingly forgot that lives had been lost. The day of the crash, Dominic's grieving mother called the Sharila household to check on how Mackenzie was doing in the hospital. Mackenzie's mother's concern, however, was elsewhere. The first thing she allegedly said was,
"Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son is dead, his friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. Yet social media is what's important.
is this where Mackenzie's behavior came from? That's the conclusion some viewers came to. That mother is something else. No wonder the daughter turned out like this. Wow. And according to what other family members had to say, it was like mother, like daughter.
Mackenzie Sharila, the most selfish person I know. Ironically, Dom was the most selfless person I know. Mackenzie Sharila murdered Dom and Davion in cold blood and had already moved on.
This is why many argued for the harshest possible punishment, and it seemed they got what they wanted. Mackenzie was sentenced to life in prison, with one exception, a chance for parole in 15 years. Davion's family argued that 30 years before parole would have been more fair.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words,
it took your breath away a little bit to hear that it was not going to be 30, because, you know, which 15 is she serving? Is she serving 15 for Dominic, or is she serving 15 for Davion?
But while the judge recognized the family's dissatisfaction, she remained firm on the sentencing.
I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence. But I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years.
Now this leaves one question. Why would the teen commit such a reckless crime? Well, the judge put forward one possibility, that Mackenzie intended to die in the crash. However, from the judge's perspective, this detail was irrelevant to the trial.
A failed attempt is not a defense to murder.
Clinical psychologist Dr. G suggested several possible motives for this, including mental health issues, narcissism, a lack of empathy, and impulsivity. But his most disturbing theory?
For people that have conflicted or obsessive or challenging relationships like this, it's possible that she conflated love and death. She may have seen death as a unifying act, as a romantic act.
Essentially binding her and Dominic together forever if she passed with him. And the red flags may have been there all along, showing obsession through spells, voodoo, and pendulums to connect with Dominic. And while no one believes she actually followed through with her threats, Dr. G emphasized that these warning signs must always be taken seriously.
He was so much more than cargo.
Meanwhile, Mackenzie remains in prison. As for whether she spends 15 years behind bars or the rest of her life, well, that all depends on if someone who committed such a heinous crime is capable of change.
There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent.
While you're here, check out our video about another teen who tried to escape the consequences of her actions. And consider liking, commenting.
Hang on, wait, let me see. Wait. Is that the most updated BJ video? Oh, no it ain't. Little Nas.
Order in the court, order. Is Lil Nas X the next Britney Spears? We need to talk about it.
Mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern.
You may have seen this, you may have not seen this. Lil Nas X, who you may remember from the iconic classic Old Town Road and remix with Billy Ray Cyrus. He also did the lap dance on the devil. You may remember that one. That. Lil Nas X, I've felt for a while, is probably my cousin. I just felt like that for a while now. He might be my cousin. I mean, we've never met, we've never spoken, but I felt that way for a while. And so, even though I don't really condone the lap dance on the devil behaviors, I mean, I would never do that. I just feel like, I gotta look out for Lil Nas X or something. And so you may have seen the other day, he was busted prancing through the street in his drawers. Now, when the story originally broke, it was Lil Nas X was in his tidy whities with some white cowboy boots. And so, music video behaviors. Okay, these are music video behaviors. Now, there was some strange details. It was like 4 in the morning, first of all. And I have been, at the time I found out about the story, I had been like neck deep in Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion transcripts and trial evidence and things, and it's like infamously that incident happened about 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4:30. Then there's the Brian Koberger incident where like 4 unalivings took place between 4 and 4:20 a.m. And now we have Montero Lamont, whatever his middle name is, Hill, prancing. Okay, so again, underwear, cowboy boots, cowboy hat. I said it on my other channel. I said, maybe he should get out the street. That might be some jaywalking, putting, himself in danger or whatever. It maybe looked like he was a little bit drunk. But they were reporting in the TMZ and elsewhere that he was suspected to have had an O.
I feel like everybody deserves a fair shake.
We make Labor Day. It's our day.
To the D. Okay. Now, I am not up to speed exactly about what definitions of things are, but I mean, if you're up and around prancing through the street, I don't know about all that. Well, I guess the cops end up showing up, and it's very interesting because there's video footage. There's video footage that I've never seen in any other celebrity case in my life. There's video footage of this man inside court talking to a judge. I've never seen this in my life. Los Angeles doesn't even give you police reports as a public record. They don't even give you body camera footage as a public record. They don't let you, whenever I went into the Britney Spears, the LA Superior Court to do the Britney Spears hearings and stuff, they took your phone and made you put it in a Faraday bag and locked it, and you had to pick the key up from a police, and they had to unlock it after court. So they're very strict about information getting out. Well, I've never seen this in my life. But here it is, a video right here of him in jail. Now, something else weird happened. He gets picked up and there's all kinds of different stories getting told. On one hand, some people in some places are reporting he got taken to the hospital. Some are saying that he was suspected to have had an OD, but then later on his dad would come out and say, no, he's not on any of that.
He's very remorseful for what happened.
Now, more information starts coming out, like he wasn't just in his drawers and his boots and his hat. He was, at some point, butt naked. So at some point he had taken off his hat, taken off the drawers, took everything. I mean, he's just out there. Footage, somehow TMZ got exclusive footage from the day before before this so-called incident. And they're like, in TMZ, they're like, he's acting erratic. Look at him being erratic, behaving erratically. And it's like, he's really not. He's actually not behaving erratically. I really don't get it. So it gets reported that the reason that the cops were called, again, I don't exactly know because I don't have the 911 call and hasn't been released, but it gets reported that the reason that the cops showed up is because they got several calls or reports of a naked man walking down the street. So they came and showed up. The body camera footage is missing. You know what's not missing? The inside of a hotel footage with the Freemason floor. That's not missing. That's right there. We got that from the day before, having nothing really to do with this incident at all, saying he's acting erratic when he's clearly not. He's not acting any more erratic than the next person that lives in LA. And the less famous, the more erratic they act. I mean, he's acting pretty calm compared to what I've seen. That's why I don't go over there. And New York's not much better. It's a different flavor, it's a different vibe, but I ain't going over there too much either. Anyway, it's also reported that he didn't get arrested and taken into jail for walking down the street naked. He got arrested and taken to jail for assault on a police officer or resisting arrest. It was being reported that he was charging at a police officer, and I'm going to tell you right now, I wasn't there. I didn't see it, I have no idea what happened. I have no reason to necessarily believe that TMZ isn't got the story 100% straight, but I mean, maybe I do. And it just doesn't seem, something just like doesn't pass the sniff test. It's just something's not passing it for me. You see him prancing and doing all this and whatever, and he doesn't look like he's angry, he doesn't look like he's upset, he actually looks like he's having a great time.
Yes, get my good side.
So it's very difficult for me to understand how a man who has even less clothes on than the video we did see with the drawers and all, he's butt naked.
That's what I
and
did.
He's
I
somehow
forgot
putting
this.
4 police officers with bulletproof vests and guns and taser and mace and all of that in apprehension for their safety. I mean, look, listen, I'm not saying you should charge at a cop, but it doesn't actually seem like that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me that he would just become angry and charge at a cop. He knows he's famous. It doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not believing it. So I would like to see the evidence. I would like to see the body cam. Now, look, listen. The body cam footage comes out, and I see him charging at the cop. I'll say I was wrong. But it's just right now, I'm like, I would like to see that because it's really not adding up. He didn't look like he was in some type of charge of the cops. 4 cops butt naked. It's something doesn't, I don't know him. But it just seems like it's not adding up. And then why do they have pictures and videos of what he was doing the day before? It's like, what in the Scientology CCTV Illuminati floor hell is this? He took his shirt off, I think, at one point. It's hot. It's like August in LA. I mean, we can put the clip here. I mean, y'all can see. Y'all tell me. Put it in the comments down below. Is this erratic behavior? This normal LA behavior? I don't know. It's the lines have blurred completely for me. For me, it's hard for me to tell because I would see that and I'm like, okay, well, what's so erratic about that? You encounter worse than that 4 times on a Monday morning in the New York subway. 4 times on a Monday morning. Any Monday morning. Worse. So what? I don't get it. And then it starts getting kind of fishier and fishier. Like, this story makes its way all around. TMZ is reporting that he give me the phone, turn that phone off before I throw it. They made it seem in their reporting as if he was being violent or something, and he clearly was just playing around. It seemed like he knew, maybe he knew that person or was familiar with the person who was recording him.
Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down?
He was talking to the person. It seems to me like I wouldn't be super surprised to find out those 2 people had just left from an event together, a party or something like that. Maybe Kylie Jenner's pool, I don't know. Better see you at the party, get back to the party or whatever, the party, and then it's like, was it the white party?
Nah. Hey, I'll be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at.
Who let my cousin loose on the streets?
Hey, everybody coming to the party!
And who sent that video to TMZ? I don't blame people for calling the cops. I mean, if you see a naked person walking down the street, it's probably, if you're gonna do something at all, probably don't approach. Probably call the cop. You shouldn't probably be naked in the street. I think there's like very few good reasons for you to be doing that. We'll get to more of that later. But anyway, so it starts to get weirder because usually whenever stuff makes the rounds like this, you get some type of statement from somebody. And that happened on like Thursday night. It may have been like very early Friday morning, but then he doesn't get arraigned on Friday. So he stays the night in, I guess, jail that night. He stays the night in jail through the whole weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. And then it wasn't until yesterday, so I guess Monday again, he's been in jail this whole time. And you never get a statement from any label. You never get a statement from a manager. Maybe they did and I didn't see it, but I was waiting for one. I never saw a statement of that sort. It wasn't until at the time of the recording of this video, so it was Tuesday, August 26th when he had court. No statement from a label, no statement from a manager, no statement from a rep. He goes to court. I don't know if it's an arraignment or what, but he gets let out. He gets let out. It's whatever the type of hearing is where he gets let out. And then when the statements do start coming out.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Nope.
Just by thinking about it.
No, thank you.
Base 44.
So I'll just lead with his statement because I guess, you know, you want to hear it straight from him. So he's now, quote, broken his silence as of yesterday. August 26th, this would have been Tuesday. So the day he went to court, he broke his silence afterward that night. Terrifying last 4 days after near naked arrest. He called the ordeal terrifying and reassured fans that their girl is going to be all right.
Your girl is gonna be okay, you all. Okay? She's gonna be alright. She's gonna be alright. That was terrifying.
We don't know what happened. Right now, there's nothing in the record that drugs were even a part of this.
That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days.
I also do wonder, did they give him the conservatorship or jail ultimatum here? Did they give him the, you have to go to rehab, you have to start going to AA meetings, and these AA meetings are really fantastic places to plant a handler. Fantastic places to plant an intel gatherer.
Against that bail, $75,000. And if he makes that bail, he's ordered to attend 4 NA meetings per week or enroll in an outpatient drug program.
Now, if you go to those meetings and you're finding them helpful, I truly am happy for you. I'm glad for you. But I've also seen in this, specifically in this Hollywood world, they like to force these meetings on people who otherwise wouldn't be going to the meetings, who maybe could just serve their little community service time in peace, just to give you a mental health background. It serves to build sort of a mental health rap sheet, where it's like, you know, when he's been institutionalized, he's been 5155 times, he needs a conservatorship. We have to take over his money. We have to take over everything about his life. You know, this is how it happens. This is slippery slope. So he faces 4 felony charges for allegedly injuring responding officers who found him wandering around LA in nothing but his tidy whities and a pair of cowboy boots Thursday. Now, was he naked or was he wearing drawers? It's being reported both. Maybe it was both, but this article, this New York Post article, is saying that when the cops came up on him, he was still wearing, you know, pretty much clothed. I mean, I don't want to wear just that few of clothes outside, but this is Los Angeles. This is what has been normalized. This is what has been normalized. So he did have the drawers on whenever the cops got there. So originally I came on this video here to clap, to arc like a seal over this dad, you know, showing up for his son and things like that. But now that I heard that magical phrase, get the help that he needs.
You know, but it can happen in any family, you know, he's going to get the help that he needs, and just keep him in your prayers, you know.
Jamie Spears comes to mind, April Margera comes to mind, Lindsay Lohan's mama comes to mind, Amanda Bynes' mom comes to mind, Larry Rab comes to mind. And I actually listen, I'm trying to respect my elders, okay? I really am trying to do that lately. It's an important thing to do, but listen. From the looks of things, little baby Montero Lamar Hill had to take care of a lot more than just himself. Get the help he needs. What help does he need? Like, when I hear stuff like this, again, maybe these people are lovely people. Maybe it's all great. Maybe nothing sinister is amiss. But I have found that when there's a child who's kind of the breadwinner of a family, interests start to conflict. And sometimes people's parents actually are trying their very best to do what they can, the best thing for their child. They think something's good for him because they're getting bamboozled. But I mean, he needs to get help. He needs to be locked up. But look, his mom had something to say. Y'all want to see what Lil Nas X's mom had to say about this incident? Let's take a look.
Well, no, hold on. Did you see where he was walking down the street in his whitey tighties?
Go to hell.
No, I'm serious. Well, let me show you real quick.
That my duty. Get it, duty. Get it, my tarot. Hold on. What? Get it, my tarot. Rub it. Get it, duty. I'm gonna whoop your behind when I go. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Why you gonna whoop it? Why you gonna whoop him?
Because I told his ass.
I think y'all get the gist. Truly no judgment. I actually know firsthand what it's like to have a parent who has their own struggles, okay? But I think it's a little bit insulting to be like, he can get the help he needs whenever, like, that's his mom. Like, can you imagine what he's had to overcome? All the adult situations he's probably had to be in, because I can imagine it. And anybody who has had a parent who struggled with any type of substance stuff can probably imagine it. And it's like, you know, I do think it's great. It is good. It is really good and necessary for people's parents to show up to court and stuff. So I'm very thankful, you know, for that the dad did show up to court. I'm thankful to hear from this lawyer. But y'all, why is there a freaking clip of this? Like, I've never seen in my life, the court hearing video from a California court. I've been begging for it, but I'm just curious. I'm just wondering why Lil Nas X, no label statement, talking about OD'd, acting like he's felony assault, 4 felonies. Feels like a sting operation. There is a little bit of reporting now out about what supposed injuries that the officers did suffer. And again, y'all, I mean, if he did do this, that's really, you can't be giving injuries to cops. That's serious crime. I don't know, I wasn't there. So during the arrest on August 21st, he allegedly caused injuries to 3 police officers, including one with an abrasion on his head. Another has a hand injury, and the third has a back sprain. He broke the cop's back. These injuries were reported after the rapper was confronted by officers while naked. So is it underwear or naked? We're getting conflicting reports. Charged with felony assault. So alleged injuries, Officer 1, abrasion on head. Officer 2, injury to hand. Officer 3, back sprain. Oh my God, he's gonna sue him too. Being sent home from work for a week. $75,000 bail. He pleaded not guilty, including 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer. Oh my God. 3 counts of battery on a police officer with injury. They have the video of him in video I've never seen of any other celebrity in this situation ever. Behind a gate, and no video of the incident, but video of what he was doing the day before. On one of the clips, the lawyer for Lil Nas X says, to her knowledge, there's no drugs involved at all.
Right now, there's nothing in the record that drugs are even a part of this.
So I don't know if maybe they thought they were gonna get him in like a 5150 for being on drugs, and he wasn't on drugs. To me, it looked like he was just drunk and being silly. And his dad also came out. We could put a clip, maybe if we feel like it, right here. After the court, he made a little speech himself, and you know, he'd get the help he needs.
You know, he's gonna get the help that he needs. And just keep him in your prayers.
And it's like, okay, whatever. Look, listen, if the help he needs involves taking away his rights in an unconstitutional fashion, I'm not like a big fan. And, you know, speaking of unconstitutional, and really the reason I really wanted to make this video, there's like a point I want to make. Walking down the street naked in LA, it appears to be a musician's rite of passage, or New York. Remember Tate McRae getting slammed up against the police car in her music video last summer? I mean, there was that. She was basically naked. Then this other one, I don't even remember her name, but girl, I mean, if it's him or her walking down the street, I actually think he's not the most offensive. No one's out. It's like 4 a.m. Her, on the other hand, there's the families walking this. What is this? Did she get picked up and get put in jail? If no, I'm wondering why. And I'm not trying to be obtuse. I'm not trying to say, oh, it's somehow tied with specifically race. But what I will say is, it's easy to start applying laws to people. Those laws don't get applied to anybody else when the people in question are maybe doing something you don't like. I mean, this comes up a lot. Britney Spears tried to put all her money in a trust so nobody could get it. The next couple years later, she was in a conservatorship. That trust ended up part of the conservatorship it was never supposed to be. People do this for custody. People do this for getting catalogs, for getting royalties, conservatorships, control, just simply making people do things they don't want to do. I just see a pattern, okay, I will say that. I do hope he gets all the help he needs, you know, and all. And then there's like, you know, Bruno Mars. There's all these rumors about him, and it's just always something going on. And I'll tell y'all, when I first heard the story at all, that he got picked up and taken to jail, after walking around in the street with his drawers on, he wasn't even butt naked, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but even before I knew he was butt naked, I'm like, the fact they're making this into this huge story, it's being told on all these platforms, it's like somebody's publicist is getting these stories out. Why? Who's he fighting with? Whose contract is up for renewal? Who did he turn down at the brunch this year? Whose invitation to be on a song or a label did he just turn down? What's up for renegotiate? Something, what's going on? Somebody tell me. Leave it in the comments down below if you know. Because my, conservatorship or jail spidey senses are tingling. I won't name any names, but I'll write it in my diary so that whenever I get proven to be right, it's just a fact at that point. So, yeah, I mean, prayers up for Lil Nas X. I do wish that he would probably not have done the lap dance on the devil. I think that was like a little playing with fire, and sometimes we gotta pay the consequences for that type of stuff. But hopefully he gets out of this unscathed. And if he did do this stuff, then he should pay consequences for it. But I do find it to be very suspicious that there's videos of every dang thing else, including what he was doing in a seemingly private hotel or a private business of some sort the day before, but we don't have the incident on body cam. I find that to be highly suspicious. So until I see the incident on body cam, I'm going to reserve judgment. And I'm going to say, based on the looks of things, it is the case that he's still turned out just fine. He's turned out just fine. I can understand why he might have got sucked into this disgusting and depraved industry, and I hope he makes it out in one piece and all good. Prayers up. Anyway, that's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither are opinions. Neither are psychic visions from the Lord. Love you, meeting. Goodbye. Beep.
K-Seal Ultimate.
Crack a barrel. I thought this was funny when my wifey sent it to me, and then I wasn't sure if I was allowed to laugh at it.
Order in the court. Has politicians' free speech gone too far? Like, do we need to shut them up? To get there, we have to talk about Cracker Barrel, okay? So maybe you heard this, maybe you didn't. Cracker Barrel has found itself in the middle of quite the controversy lately. What's Cracker Barrel, you might be wondering, or not. Probably y'all aren't. My audience knows what the hell Cracker Barrel is. Anyway, so yeah, that
it's
restaurant,
delicious.
like the sort of middle ground between like Denny's and Waffle House and I don't know, somebody's Appalachian grandmother's, I don't know. Probably originally they had like decent food. It was kind of like home cooking. Originally Cracker Barrel was like a general store and gas station. And it was owned by like a Rothschild, Rockefeller shell. I don't know if that's true. But it definitely used to be a gas station. And it was owned by like a guy who had a contract with Shell or something. I don't know. But anyway, so then it turns in one thing leads to the next. And it ends up being this sort of Americana staple of lore. I mean, when I was growing up, I'm born in 1990. So when I was growing up, like it was still like a pretty happening, poppin' place. Like you could rock on these rocking chairs on the front porch, and then they had this little game that was like a pyramid, and it's got little golf tees in the pyramid, and my dad was so freaking good at this game. He could get it down to 1 or 2 like pretty much every time. The food was like biscuits and gravy and I don't know what, like steak and eggs and whatever biscuit. I just like mostly remember biscuits. I will admit, when you're in there in recent years, and I'll fully admit I haven't been in years, but when I would go recently, it was, more recently, like not in 2001, but, as the years progressed, it became a little dusty. It became a little dusty. And kind of like, it did kind of seem like, man, probably takes a lot of energy to keep all this stuff dusted and clean in this food consumption establishment. Like, it just kind of did get a little dusty. So for me, like, I'm not even that offended that they wanted to revamp and kind of remodel and redo a little something in the restaurant. Oh, girl, but what they ended up doing, it made it kind of look like if the Museum of Modern Art or the Museum of Contemporary Art, this like paint splatter art, the phallus structure, sculpture art, and it's like it's a square and it's a triangle together, and it's supposed to, and that it's supposed to be somebody's private part or something. This era, this genre, so whatever that's called. I know I have some artists in the chat, so I think it's called contemporary. Postmodern. It is a postmodern. Yeah, this toilet bowl is art thing is, I'm over it. I want gilded. I'm also, y'all are going to cancel me. It's 50,000 people are about to unsubscribe, but I'm not even that mad about what Donald Trump did to the inside of the Oval Office compared to all the atrocities he's been doing lately. That's the least of them. Like, it needed a little gilding in there, to be honest. Maybe not that. But I think I would have done a better job. When it's my Oval Office, I'll decorate it how it's supposed to be decorated in there. But anyway, listen. You're not even gonna catch me saying like, oh, they should have kept it how it was. Because I haven't really felt the desire to go over there and eat over there how it was. It was dusty, it was crusty. So I'm not even that mad at the CEO for doing something and getting it cleaned up a little bit in there. But what she did, it looks like Jackson Pollock would be upset. You know, it's like they take these old Americana relics, these like authentic looking rolling pins or whatever, and then they put it, they whitewashed, they gave it the landlord special in there. They gave it the landlords, but they did not even fix the holes in them. They have still got the holes, I bet you. I don't know, y'all wasn't in there. They probably hired union workers.
Mother!
Oh, sexy baby. So we could skip that part, but then the union boss showed him and was like, you didn't get us to do the hole filling. Okay, let me stop. To me, the inside of the restaurant was the worst part. I mean, I have so many more criticisms. I could make a whole video of just that. Like, 2019 called, and once their expired aesthetic back, like, this stuff went out of style in 2019. It is end of 2025. We are over it, girl. Like, that is past. The ship has sailed. If they had did this to Cracker Barrel in 2014, that was the time to do it. It's like the timing is just never right for them. Never right for them. It's never the right dusting time, that's for sure. And bless their heart, you know, I still win. I don't care. I'll eat at the Waffle House too. I used to eat at Louie's at LSU's campus. I think they finally tore that place down, and because it was condemned, there would be rats running through. We'd be in there at 4 a.m. We didn't care. We eating our hash browns. So it's not even like I'm some type of stuck-up elitist. Like, I know where you are is where you are, but I just haven't really wanted to go breathe in the dust mites at Cracker Barrel in the last like 7 or plus years. Like, if I want to feel down home, I'm going to Texas Roadhouse. Not sponsored. But anyway, so for me, that was the biggest affront. The biggest offense to me was just like, okay, when I actually go and sit by behind down in that restaurant, it's gonna be better or it's gonna be worse than the Cracker Barrel today. Worse. It's gonna be worse. I mean, I guess in some ways it'll be better. It kind of looks a little bit more like a fast food restaurant. Kind of looks a little bit more like a hipster cafe in 2014 in Allston, Massachusetts. Kind of looks like I need to order an iced latte, double soy, oat, croak, whatever milk is the new one now product. It doesn't feel like I want to eat biscuits and gravy in there. It's like a hospital cafeteria at the old folks home or something. You know how they like redo homes for people that have like Alzheimer's? They'll like redo a little village and make them feel like they're lit like that. That's like, it feels like a hospital did a Cracker Barrel. I don't want to sit in those benches. You mean to tell me you replace those booths? When I say, can I have a booth, and I'm gonna have to sit in that? You mean to tell me I'm gonna have to sit in these Wayfair.com hardback ass spindle chairs made in China? No, I don't want to sit in that. Bring back the lodge seating. I don't want to sit in it. I'm not going over there. I don't want to. It looks sticky. It looks cold. It looks sterile. And it looks like I would need a jacket and gloves. And not for sanitation. It actually looks pretty sterile. You could probably definitely eat off the floor because nobody's going to be walking in there on it. So for me, that was the biggest deal. These inside renovations. I was like, y'all, okay, look, listen, I'm not even mad y'all renovating. Some people were like, oh, you really destroyed American classic. Shut up. When's the last time you went eat over there? Because you know it's nasty. You know it took too long. You know the server was not quite up to par. So listen, there's problems. There's problems to go around. Then, of course, you know, I do go and look at their Twitter because it's like, all right, obviously they're trying to appeal to a younger audience, a newer audience, a fresher audience. They're trying to do something else. So if you're going to be doing something else, you need to have a social media presence. So I went to take a gander at the Cracker Barrel, Twitter. Really, they don't say nothing. I think the most recent thing they tweeted when I looked, we do have an update now, but the most recent thing that they had tweeted when I looked, they had never, now they done deleted all their tweets, but it was like 2015, 2016, like it was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. It's like, what are these people doing? What are they doing? Then you look at the replies, and it's nothing but responses to complaints. And I'm not talking about complaints about the new restaurant logo or the new restaurant style. No, like this one right here. Lisa Williams, she said, charge $97 for 2 containers they normally put leftovers in. ... Should have been $27 for a deep dish rectangular pan. And charge for the biscuits too. Worker was clueless. Manager a no-show. Cracker Barrel, this was completely unacceptable. Cracker Barrel's like, thanks for reaching out. We want to make this right. Please send us a DM with details in your email when you have a moment. On second thought, maybe a Gen Z is actually running this account. Can I help you? I'm being a Gen Z. Shout out to y'all. Cracker Barrel, August 17th, has lost me as a customer. Only thing I really liked from that restaurant was the chicken pot pie. # chicken pot pie. And today is the last day for it for good after discontinuing it, except Sundays months ago, in favor of that crappy shepherd's pie. This is America, okay? I'm with Randy. I'm with Randy Blue. Who wants to eat a shepherd's pie on the soil of the United States of America when you could instead have a chicken pot pie? Shout out to the UK cousins, but no. If I want a shepherd's pie, I ain't going to Cracker Barrel. These are more poor decisions. Cracker Barrel responded to the tweet. We appreciate you reaching out. Please send us the store location and best email. And we'll read one more. Even breakfast at Cracker Barrel has gone way downhill. Biscuits are tiny. Gravy has no flavor. This is my freaking cousins, I swear to God. You know, no flavor ass gravy. Tasted like paste. It was just the roux. It was nothing else. Do you only have grape jelly now? That's a crime in itself. I'm calling law enforcement. Get the strawberry preserves out here stat. Won't be eating there again. They responded the next day. That's not the experience we want for our guests. Please reach out to guest services at crackerbarrel.com and include case number 18-53622 along with the store location so we can investigate further. Anyway, so all that's going on, you know, things are happening. The stocks are plummeting. Hundreds of millions of dollars they have allotted to or perhaps already sunk into this remodeling
your butt
project.
together.
Hundreds of millions of dollars have gone into this. Then the stock for Cracker Barrel just free falling. People are like, nope, you ruined it. You ruined it, pulling out. The stocks are falling, plummeting, some might say. And then as if things couldn't get worse for Cracker Barrel. Also, strangely, it started to be equated to a woke thing, which I got a lot of hate for woke to go around, no problem. A lot of criticism for to go around, but this particular one, I'm going to need somebody to explain to me like I'm 5.
My rats work.
I figured it out.
My rat's raw is done.
That's Swar. Editing production studio.
Rat swar. Rat swar.
Yet, and that's what it's about, you think?
Swar
okay,
raw.
They took Herschel off of there.
Rats.
Okay. I didn't get it.
Raw.
The woke thing. Not the
Rat straw. All done.
So we had a team meeting here, and
y'all, it's obviously a joke. Star Wars finished.
And I think the woke allegations have
all right.
to do.
Good. I finished it in time too. All right. That's enough.
With the logo. Boom. Okay,
Cracker Barrel.
I was so
oh, we're only halfway in this Cracker Barrel issue.
Which to me, as somebody that like would go
you know,
in
I want to be
or
done.
Won't, that's the most
I'm all
important.
done.
But apparently there was a whole sideshow, a whole side upset uproar going on about the logo. And you know, restaurants do change their logos. This particular logo, I'm not a big fan of the first Cracker Barrel logo, but it was this one right here. It had this man, he's sitting on a barrel. Now, if we're gonna go woke, I think they should stop calling it Cracker. Put a saltine in the chat. It's okay though. I'm used to it. God told me that one for a fact. That's for free. So anyway, okay, listen, we gotta get back on track. This is a serious matter. So, yes, it's ugly. The logo's ugly. Again, a lot of times I see somebody do something and I'm like, y'all hired 3 people with teams and teams. You should have just ran it by me. I could have told you and everybody would have loved it. But then nobody asks me. It's ugly. But like, this is pretty much the direction, this sort of modern direction of like brand logos that things have been going into since at least I would say like 2008.
Right.
It's like the IKEA-ification. Like everything needed to be boring, bland, straight lines, angular. I think it started in about 2008, and I think now it's run its course, and this is how things go. And
all
then,
finished.
things start to get a little more embellished, a little more gilded, if you will. You know, this is just a cycle. This is how it goes.
Plot design is slowly dying. It's taking its sweet time getting to the end of the tunnel.
Shout out to those art history and art survey classes I took. And anyway, so
Not only is it so boring and overdone, but companies are finally realizing it doesn't always fit their brand to be plain. Just be yourself. Some interfaces, packaging, or brands need a little more detail to convey what they are. Simple as that. Also, everything is just a cycle. It was just a matter of time for it to go out of fashion, and then we go back to whatever we had before.
Again, Cracker Barrel kind of missed the boat. Like, if there's a time to put a guy named Herschel sitting on a barrel on your restaurant with Cracker in the name, it's today. It's August 2025, and like their moment had just arrived. The like cluttered maximalism, the intentional clutter. Look, like this is it. You know, I mean, I like to think I kind of started this trend. Like I had this in my background. All of a sudden, everybody wants to have colorful. Nobody wants to have a boring white background no more. I know. I know I'm your favorite YouTuber. It's okay. I don't mind inspiring. Anyway, people are pissed off about the logo, and they're saying taking Herschel off is the woke part. Okay, got it. I don't know if I agree with that or not. Maybe it's just harder, like embroider. You know, you try to put your embroidery on the logo. You got to put Herschel. I do think they could have left a barrel. Who's Herschel too? I didn't research Herschel. He might be a piece of shit. But also, don't slander Herschel's name if he didn't do nothing. You know, people just see Herschel. Maybe he helped do something real cool or something. I didn't look Herschel up. He might be a POS. Okay, and if he is, down with Herschel. I'm glad he got off that sign now. But anyway, okay, I don't have a real opinion about the sign, the logo. What I care about is how it feels like you in a old folks Alzheimer's hospital VR experience simulator inside. That's what I.
All right,
that's
I gotta
what
wee. I'll be right back.
Fear the most. It looks cold in there. That's all I keep thinking. I'll be cold. I'll be shivering, ordering biscuits and gravy. Can I get the? That's how I'd feel in there. Okay, so that story could be over. It ain't. Politicians decided to get involved. Okay, Donald Trump starts tweeting about it, and they're calling it woke. It becomes a political issue. The Cracker Barrel logo becomes a political issue. In my opinion, they're really kind of like completely missing the point. The more egregious issue is what they did to the inside. Okay, ain't nobody going to sit in there. Who cares what the sign says? And then Gavin Newsom weighed in. What do you have to say, you might be wondering? Good question. I have it right here. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Gavin Newsom, he's the dear leader of California, and he has been tweeting as if he were possessed by the same demon that had possessed Donald Trump during his first term, the Kafifi. It seems to have possessed this man because he's just been tweeting like that. And at first I thought maybe he was joking, but there's just no way he's keeping it up this long. I think that he needs a brain scan. I think he needs one of those asylums they just signed into law or whatever. But he said, "What is wrong with Cracker Barrel? Keep your beautiful logo." The new one looks like cheap Velveeta, quote, cheese from Walmart. Stop it. Walmart and Velveeta cheese did nothing to deserve getting their good name dragged into this. The place for, quote, groceries, an old-fashioned term. Fix it ASAP. Woke is dead. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
This is Gavin Newsom?
Yeah. August 21st, 2025 at 7:30 in the morning. 2.2 million views. Leave Velveeta out of this. So they're not going to actually change the logo now, but it seems like maybe they're going to keep the Jackson Pollock insides. I don't know. I don't know. It's up in the air. It's conflicting reports. But, I mean, suffice it to say, I'm probably not going back over there, and I don't know if they can survive this, like as a business. Well, Donald Trump also tweeted about it. We could read his tweet. The president, not just the weird mayor or governor or whatever he is. Well, not just the weird governor of California who's possessed with Kafifi, but the president. The president. Like there's not like whole entire beep, 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 beep going on, you know where. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, he said. He truthed. It was a truth. He retruthed. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than before. Oh my God, he said better than ever before. They got $1 billion, and he put the B in caps. He put some respect on Billion's name. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity, that's true. If they play their cards right, very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Win without winning. Waffle House has always been greater than Sign. I would say Shoney's was even better than Cracker Barrel. Ryan's. Did y'all have Ryan's? The Shoney's in the woods. Oh, girl. I remember it, too. I almost wish it would become real. Anyway, y'all, have a major news conference. So this Donald Trump. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I can't even read it. The words won't come out of my mouth.
Oh, I'm all done.
For making the United States of
I'm
America
all
the hottest
finished.
country anywhere in
I
the world.
finished.
He put hottest in all caps and quote. He's code for something.
I'm all
1 year ago,
done.
It was dead, and he put dead in all caps with
They
quotes
have
around it.
been
Now
built.
it's the hottest. Then he told Cracker Barrel good luck. Okay, so all right, is it?
I am
yes. Is
finishing the episode of
concerning?
BJ, and then I'm probably gonna go
Also, yes.
have some dinner.
And this is where it, it starts to be like, well, damn. I mean, Cracker Barrel did in fact and indeed change their logo back. And I even thought, this was a really good marketing. Like they just tricked us all to get us to kick because nobody was checking for Cracker Barrel. Nobody was checking for them. Nobody was going over there. Nobody wanted to eat over there. Only time I would even eat there is if I'm trying to be reminded of my dad. That's the only time I've eaten there recently. Maybe once. I think I ate at Cracker Barrel one time since my dad died, which was like 8 years ago. When was that? 2017, 5, 6? Yeah. Like, I've eaten there one time. And if I really want to, you know, be with his spirit, I'm going to Waffle House. Or the Steak Capital Raceway in Irwinville. But anyway, I don't really know how I actually feel about, like, Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump, like, really even inserting themselves into this debate and discussion, because like the company did in fact and indeed change the logo back, and that's fine. Like, I do think there's something to be said for just like what Donald Trump said. I don't think is wrong. I do think like the public had spoken and they didn't like it. Maybe this was an intentional marketing ploy to like get people checking for Cracker Barrel again, remind us it existed or whatever. But then I really actually don't think that is the case, because they lost a lot of money. Like the stock price plummeted. Now, could they recover that money? I mean, maybe. I really don't know. But, like, this is definitely the way that other restaurants have gone. You know, this simplifying, making your logo just 2 sticks and then just calling it a day and everything is 2 colors and whatever. It's like, I mean, I don't like it. I'm over it. But I really don't know. I really don't know how I feel about, like, the president of the United States, like, weighing in on the logo of a private business unless he had some type of, like, obvious historical connection to the business. Like, because he can do stuff with executive orders and other types of influence and power to really affect businesses. Like, I think the logo's stupid. I think it's ugly. All that. I don't even necessarily disagree with, you know, I guess his tweet. He's saying they got good publicity, but like, I don't know. Something about that just doesn't really sit right with me. Like, why do we need the president of the United States, who's like actively involved in like warring with other countries and like billions of dollar weapons deals and things like of very serious consequence are going on? And him and Gavin Newsom, who's lost $1 billion of mental health funding or whatever, like where's that money went? He's tweeting about the Cracker Barrel logo. Won't you worry about what's going on in your own house first, sir? Won't you worry about what's going on in your own house first? Okay. Oh, Steak and Shake has a lot to say. I don't know what happened between Cracker Barrel and Steak and Shake, but Steak and Shake has taken it on him or herself to make it their political issue right now. Like, I don't know if it was the intern logged into the wrong account. Steak and Shake had a lot to say. It was just like, why are you so invested? Steak and Shake said 14 hours ago, logo is a symptom of a bigger problem. The $700 million remodel is insane. It's bland, soulless, and an unnecessary waste of money. Instead, use this money to keep prices down to support American families. And while you're at it, go back to making fresh biscuits every day. Fire the CEO. Like, I'm telling you, look, fire Cracker Barrel CEO in the style of a Make America Great Again hat. I kid you not. They hate her. Look, here, fire Cracker Barrel CEO.
Why is Cracker Barrel changing its logo back? What's Cracker Barrel's plans?
Great idea, Mr. President. We really appreciate your sage advice. The woke Cracker Barrel management has even less competence than your predecessor. The CEO needs to hear you're fired from her board. The CEO of Cracker Barrel has managed to do something seemingly impossible. She got Americans on both sides of the political spectrum to agree on something. The new rebrand sucks because the Democrat Party Twitter tweeted, "We think the Cracker Barrel rebrand sucks too." That's how you do a social media drop.
Hey,
you
bitch.
drop that, you put the little picture of the little Norman Rockwell or whatever it is. Ha ha he he kiki. Chi chi fi fi. It's funny. Moving on. This guy is making it his political mission. Founded in 1969 amid radical social and technological change. Woodstock, the moon landing, Cracker Barrel was that one place designed to stand still. Well, they thought that about Blockbuster too, girl, and it's gone. Evoking Americana, authenticity, and wholesomeness. I do think that is why people are so upset at this rebrand, because it does evoke Americana. You associate something like the Garth Brooks when you find out he's actually an emo singer in his spare hobby time. It's like, whoa, you were supposed to be the all-American guy. This is all-American Americana. This is our values. This is what we stand for, and you just made it into a 2012 Brighton, Massachusetts coffee shop. No, that's not America. No, no, no. But guess what, everybody? I fear it might be. I fear it might be. And I fear it might be our fault. So we got to stop frequenting these places, okay? We got to start making our voices heard in a peaceful way, but I don't know if the president needs to weigh in. There's a clip of them acknowledging their mistakes. Hold on.
Cracker Barrel is acknowledging mistakes and rolling out its rebranding campaign that has sparked a fierce public backlash.
Really?
We could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be, the family restaurant chain says in a new statement.
Stop.
So when you just want
Stop.
more, crack.
Wait. Their apology statement. We could have done a better job. We did a poor job, but the news hasn't updated the. This reminds me of the time the law school changed their name.
The chicken
'Cause on
strips
this
from
7 second, we'll put
Sprouts,
the screenshot.
if you
They
pass
didn't
by
give an
one.
update over here at Good Morning America, I guess, that the logo was gonna be staying the same. They had like undid the logo change or whatever, so they still using the new logo. It's like, we're so sorry, we could have done a better job, but they're still rubbing that ugly ass new modernistic minimalistic logo in your face, and they're admitting they're making a mistake and all of that. This reminds me of when they tried to change the name of our law school. Overnight, they tried to go from the University of Pennsylvania Law School, Penn Law for short, it's the name that I call it, to all of a sudden these rich people didn't even give that much. I mean, they sold us out for cheap. Like $125 million over the course of several like decades they're gonna have to pay to change the name of the school. We freaking rioted. I mean, as much rioting as like, you know, a class of like very well-behaved law students in the Ivy League could be. I mean, I know the undergrads are belligerent. I mean, they're radical. But, you know, the law school's a little subdued. But we were mad. We're freaking Cary Law School. They already got one of those in Maryland, first of all. Within a 95-mile drive, there was already a Cary Law School. And this Cary freaking guy didn't even go to the law school. The most recent family member they could find that went to the law school was like a uncle in the 70s. Yes, and one day they just changed the name of the law school. They changed flags outside. They put Cary Law up. I think it must have been like some type of MK Ultra experiment. It just had to be. People were coming from flying in. Alumni were flying in. People were threatening lawsuits for brand dilution. It was insane. But this is kind of how they did it. They were like, oh, we could have did it better. They had cupcakes. They were handing out cupcakes as a celebration party that said Cary Law. And it was like, this is the feeling that I got when I saw Cary Law. After the blood, the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice, the unimaginable amount of trauma, turmoil that I went through my whole life to get into such a dignified institution, for them to change the name to somewhere I could have got into with a lot less work. No offense to them. I'm sure they worked real hard. But listen, nothing got handed to me, and they wanted to change it to Cary Law after I worked to get into the school, the Crest. Listen, I wasn't the only one mad. Everybody was mad. And people still call it Penn Law. I mean, that Cary thing is probably not gonna really stick. Because the way they did it, it was egregious. It pissed us off. So this Cracker Barrel logo reminds me of the Cary Law cupcake. Oh, anyway, just to circle that story up, they did not end up changing the name of the school to Cary Law, and all our diplomas still say the University of Pennsylvania. Very weird, but that's what this reminds me of. And look at them apologizing. We could have done a better job.
Will always be, the family restaurant chain says in a new statement.
Family.
So when you just want more?
What is this Post Malone look-alike clone?
Earlier this month, the company replaced its logo, featuring this character known as Uncle Herschel in place since the 1970s, with this sleek, minimalistic logo.
It's fine.
Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for
That's
today
the
and for
CEO.
tomorrow.
But many customers and investors.
That's your first issue. You hired this lady from the Pacific Northwest. She apparently lives in Nashville. Maybe she is Southern. I don't know, girl. It's giving Lou Taylor, girl. I don't know, girl. I don't know. It's very clear to me she don't know what she's talking about. But here she is, talking about Cracker Barrel like she ever ate there in her life.
Cracker Barrel stock plummeted after the announcement, the company losing $94 million in market value last Thursday. The company saying, while our logo and remodels may be making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where it belongs, in the kitchen and on your plate. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu, on our road signs, and featured in our country store.
I don't care about him.
He's not going anywhere. He's family.
We don't care about that.
It's not just the logo changing.
Thank
the
you.
restaurant's interior design is getting spruced up with more comfortable chairs
This is
and
the
sleeker decor.
no.
With the
This is
company
false.
vowing to keep
Sleeker
their
decor.
rocking chairs,
No,
fireplace,
stop.
and games. Some customers still not happy.
Me.
One posting.
Me, I'm one of the customers still not happy because I could give a shit about Uncle Herschel and his barrel. I could give a shit. I don't want to have dust falling on me. How about the service? How about all the people that had to pay $97 for a thing that's supposed to be $27? How about the people that's got small biscuits and gravy with no taste? Okay, it's just like a paste, she said. Who gives a crap about this Uncle Herschel? Who cares? This is the consolation prize. We're still doing everything else we were going to do. They should start selling iced lattes. And Starbucks should turn into a speakeasy. Let's do that for a change. That's all I got for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, Minnie. Goodbye.
Alright. We're done. I'm going out to have dinner. That's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to check out the social medias for updates and whatnot.